Rejoin Party Line on 1570 AM and 96.9 FM WILO.
Welcome back to Party Line. It is a Wednesday morning. My name's Kevin Keith. Want to thank our sponsors. They are Welty Custom Exteriors, Susan Casper State Farm Insurance, Sparrows Florist and Greenhouse, Encompass Credit Union, Milner Healthcare, Ivy Tech Community College, Simple Time Antiques, plus ClintonCountyDailyNews.com. We are your free local online newspaper. Joining me on the phone right now is Joffrey McClung. Joffrey's here to talk to us about the question, is incivility killing us? First off, Joffrey, thanks for joining me this morning.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be with you.
So I saw the topic, and I think the short answer is yes. In some respects, it is. The first thing I think of is politics, right? And maybe gathering around the Thanksgiving table and trying to keep things civil, you know, as we talk about politics, or better yet, don't talk about politics with our liberal parents, is what that's kind of the situation I'm in. But so where do you come down on this?
Well, incivility basically is born out of that sense of powerlessness, feeling that you don't have power, or you're in victimhood, or you're in anger. So when you're in that energy, common sense just goes out the window. It just literally goes out the window. Common sense basically is defined in the dictionary as good judgment. And good judgment makes life easier and better for all concerned. So when you have that, you have win-win mentality, that everyone can win in the situation. We all share a sense of common sense. But when we're in that win-lose mentality, which I think politics, religion, finances, whatever it might be, really triggers us, good judgment just goes out the window. Win and lose mentality takes over, basically. Needing to be right is more important than compromise.
Yes.
Being in control is more important than shared responsibility or outcome. Being in judgment or criticism is more important than acceptance. Winning and making you the loser becomes everything when we're in incivility, frankly.
Well, again, I keep thinking about politics, and when I'm talking to somebody who may not agree with me on some things sometimes, you know, I take a step back sometimes and I think about, you know, what about some compromise here, you know? And then I think about our political leaders, and boy, I would love to see some compromise on a whole host of issues for America, but it is just so partisan, and there is no common sense being used by our leaders.
Absolutely no common sense by our leaders. Absolutely not. And basically, they're mirroring our own inner work, frankly. We wouldn't be having these leaders and these characters, as I like to call them, if it wasn't that they were mirroring our own inner work that we need to be done. Common sense means that you really want good judgment, and compromise is part of that good judgment. You don't need to be right. You need to compromise. That way we can all get a little what we need, and we can move on with our lives, people. Frankly.
Yeah, amen to that. So why is common sense dead? What do you think has changed in America to kind of make that go out the window? Because I say that all the time. I just stand around and sit around sometimes and think, where's your common sense at?
Well, it does seem to be dead because, again, when you're feeling powerless, and frankly, every being on this planet has feelings of powerlessness in different areas of their life, frankly. Mm-hmm. When you're feeling that, you're going to react, and you want that sense of power, so you're going to strike out, either being in control, needing to be right, taking over, criticizing somebody. You're going to strike out when you have that sense of powerlessness. And frankly, I think that's one of the main issues we're dealing with, is our inner sense of powerlessness, and quit looking for it on the outside. But, you know, there are some things that we can do quickly to bring common sense a little more into daily life, if you're interested in hearing about that, because we do need a little bit more. And we can't change everything in 1 second, but we can change a few things. Number one, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything, people.
Yeah.
Don't volunteer your opinion. Not everyone cares what you think. If they didn't ask for your opinion, they probably are not interested in it. So don't say something nice. You know, if you can't say nice, don't say anything. Which leads to the second one, which is think before you speak. Not every thought you have needs to be spoken. In fact, very few do. If you get 10 seconds before you speak in any situation, whether you're talking to a customer service person, whether you're talking to a friend in public, or whatever's going on, if you take 10 seconds before you speak, you down the path of an argument, basically. And the third one is don't be a busybody. This is good for white people. Someone sleeping in a college lounge or grilling burgers or selling water outside your window, you don't need to call the cops. No one is in danger. So mind your own business, people. That's another good one that I was taught when I was younger. And then the last one is never discuss finances, politics, or religion, frankly. No one needs to know what's made or how big your bonus is. Religion, you need to walk it, you don't need to talk it. That's why people who tell you about their religion really are the best examples of that religion. And politics, we all need a break. We all need a break. So if we would follow those four things, it could shift a little bit of common sense back into our daily life. And then we might look at what's causing our powerlessness, which I happen to believe is our lack of self-love. But if we'll do those four things, we can start to go a little deeper into our homework, so to speak. Does that make any sense for you?
Absolutely. I love to take 10 seconds before you speak and walk it, don't talk it. Yeah, I'm going to use that today.
Yeah. Instead of talking it, we'd be a lot better people, I think.
So what about some people who are already maybe they're just already like this? They don't have the self-love and they don't have the civility and stuff. Is there any way to teach an old dog new tricks?
Oh, there's always a way. I can tell you I did a lot of changing in my life. From my 40s and then in my 50s, I made major changes in my life. It takes homework. It takes work. It takes focus, discipline. But if you don't like what's happening in your life, you can change your life by looking inward, looking at what you believe. That's a really good step for everybody. What do you believe? And who told you to believe that way? You know, beliefs are just ideas that we've taken as truth. There are universal truths, and there are 4 or 5. The rest are all stuff we've made up from when we were little, to be frankly honest with you. So look at what you believe. Why do you believe that you have to do this to feel love? Why do you believe you have to earn or deserve or prove your worth to feel love? Look at what you believe is a great step in beginning to make some changes.
Joffrey, occasionally we do take some phone calls when listeners want to call in, and we do have a phone call this morning. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Oh, hello, everyone. I have a question, a comment for your guest. Do you realize you've just described Trump?
Well, again, these characters in our lives are here to mirror our inner homework, frankly. And I think we wouldn't have these characters in our life if it wasn't that we needed to do some of our own inner work, frankly. If we change ourselves, we change the outside world. That's the bottom line.
Well, because I think, remember when he was candidate Trump in one of his rallies and he called America a, quote, hellhole? And then he also went on that if someone disagrees with you, you hit them in the face. Now, how is that polite?
Well, it's not polite because
Nobody said it was polite, Kim.
That's certainly not polite.
Okay, how is it sensible? Let me put it that way.
That's just rudeness. That's just total rudeness on the upscale. Again, mirroring our own desire to be rude because he tapped into that sense of powerlessness that a lot of people are feeling on both sides, on every side, and he tapped into it, and then he played it. So that's where that came from. Yeah, that's, again, a big sign of lack of self-love, big time.
So those are the people that are the, quote, forgotten ones then, you think?
Well, I think, too, man, that's because people on both sides, and everybody has those feelings. Everybody, when you get down and you talk to them one-on-one and you take off their little mask and their ideology and all that sort of thing, you just speak to them with one-on-one, everybody's feeling that sense of powerlessness because everybody's looking for their sense of worth, their value, that their love is good enough outside of themselves instead of realizing, I got to find that inside myself. So
But we don't lash out. We don't lash out at people.
Well, no, some people are raised where they don't do that. Some people are raised where they say whatever's on their mind and they've got some homework in that area. So, I mean, some people are raised that they would never speak up that way. But when you get down to it underneath it, they still have the same feelings as those who do speak out.
Oh, I've had fun conversation with you.
Okay,
so thank you, guys. Enjoy your program. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Kim. Kim's a regular here on Party Line, Joffrey. It does seem like we're getting ruder and ruder, right? This isn't scaling back. It seems like it's getting worse.
Well, it is getting worse because it's filling that void that we're feeling, that we have inside of us. It's filling that sense of, I've got a group for me now. I can belong to this group and shout and yell. And that gives me this big sense of power. So that boost feeling that false sense of self-love outwardly. And that's gonna come back to bite you in the end. I helped 3 people, a quick little detour, 3 people near the end of their lives. I helped them cross over, so to speak, and we talked and shared ideas and their feelings. All 3 shared the same regret. All 3 shared the same regret, and that regret that they had not loved themselves enough. And now this shocked me, because all 3 were completely different people, completely different generations, different lifestyles, different voting, whatever it was, but they all shared that they wished they had loved themselves in some manner more. So that really caught my attention back in the 10 years ago, 12 years ago. So, again, I'm big on this. It's about your own inner work.
I had an ex-girlfriend who was bad at keeping her voice down in public, and I see where you think that's very important, too. Nobody wants to hear your phone conversations, but we would be in Walmart, and she would just be putting it all out there, all of our dirty laundry or airing it or whatever. And I'm like, look, there's 5 other people in this aisle with us. Will you just kind of a little bit?
She probably wasn't, I don't know who she was or what her issues are, but she probably just wasn't raised that way. I had my best friend who, again, passed. She had a loud voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to decide, do I put up with her loud voice? I know it was funny sometimes,
Right.
But I decided, I love her enough, I'll put up with it. When it's bugging me, I'll tell her to hush up.
Yeah.
That's too loud. But in general, we don't need to raise our voice in public. No one needs to hear our phone conversations. We need to go home and talk to the customer service or write a letter or do whatever we do. We don't need to do it in public. No one needs to hear your arguments in public, frankly. That's a gift.
Right.
That's
just rude, right? Just, again, we go back to rude.
It's just rude. It's not thinking what do you know what some of it is? Are those safety nets that I talk about in the book,
Mm-hmm.
The Heart of the Matter? The safety nets are your go-to behaviors whenever you're feeling powerless, invisible, not seen, not mattering. And there are things like needing to be right, in control, judgment, criticism, whatnot. That's when we go when we're feeling powerless. Is we go right to these safety nets that make us feel better. So people, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I just going to say it really does start with self-love, right?
It really, people think self-love is, I just need to be in love with myself. I need to be gentle with myself. Self-love really is about knowing yourself intimately, emotionally and mentally, both of those aspects of yourself, so that you're not triggered outwardly to make decisions that are not in your best interest. That's why I say the number one most commonsensical thing you can do is self-love. Because once you have that, I can go out, if I start to feel a little trigger in my stomach, something's triggering me, I can stop myself and say, this is about me, not what they're saying. They're triggering something in me. It's not about them. And then I can go home and do a little homework and say, that's why I was getting triggered. It made me reminded me I was lacking in this, or I was worried about this bill, or, whatever the situation may be. But it stops me from, interacting immediately. People walk around ready for a reaction versus an action. We're reactive people versus taking action people, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. I think if you practice some of these things you've been talking about, it really helps with integrity and maybe respect from others too, right? They'll look at you in a different light.
Well, it's funny. That's one of the things I did not expect when I started my journey back into self-love. I did it for me because I wanted to clear some of those, those inner voices we all tend to have. Yapping at you, well, you didn't do that well, or, they're going to get it, you're not. Those kind of voices. What happened is, as I grew in my love and my compassion and my kindness with myself, I automatically had more love, compassion, and kindness for others. I had not expected that. Now, later on, when I was doing research for my book, I realized in psychological books had said that anybody who has more empathy for them, has more self-empathy or self-worth, actually has more empathy and self-worth for others. I didn't know that when I started out. I just did it for me. So, yes, when you work on yourself, you actually end up having more love for other people, which is one of the talks I give, which is forget loving your neighbor. It's about loving yourself. When you love yourself, you can't help but have more love for a neighbor. You can't.
I think that positivity also can also rub off on people, right? Especially if you're a leader in a company or a group, or your friends or whatever. Your positivity can rub off on folks and maybe help them out too.
Well, yeah, they're watching you how you're dealing with people, how are you reacting to certain mistakes or problems that happen in your community or in your company or whatnot, and how you're dealing with that, and what kindness and how centered you are, how you come at it from a well-centered place versus a blowing up. Why did you do that? And they say, but coming from a really centered place and dealing with the problems one-on-one, they start to pick that up, and they say, well, why are they doing that? And they notice how you treat yourself, and then they begin to want to mirror some of that for themselves. We really are walking motions of where we're at. Literally, where we're at. We're walking motions of where we're at. So what you're putting out there is saying a lot about who you are every single day, every day.
Joffrey, can you stay with us for another minute and a half through a quick break here?
Sure.
All right. We'll be back with more Party Line coming up next on Wilo.
Hi, I'm Michelle with Simple Time Antiques and Primitives, where you can surround yourself with the things you love. Antiques, home decor, and much more. We can help turn your house into a home. Walk into a simpler time of candles, home accents, furniture, and more, all in a warm atmosphere. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 5. Simple Time Antiques and Primitives, the aroma of home. Half block west of the Frankfurt Square on Clinton Street. And remember to always surround yourself with the people and the things you love.
People ask a lot of questions about Ivy Tech Community College. Like, can an Ivy Tech degree get me a good career? Well, some say good, and some say great. In 2 years or less, you can earn an associate degree or certificate, qualifying you for some of Indiana's fastest growing career fields, and earning you an average of $37,777 the first year after graduation. Find your answers at ivytech.edu/FAQ. Then apply for free at ivytech.edu.
Your free local online newspaper, ClintonCountyDailyNews.com, is your #1 resource for information as you need it right at your fingertips. We have news, weather, sports, obituaries, the WILO program schedule, over 40,000 community photos, online surveys, community events, and Wilo TV archives. Plus, click on the Info tab to find out how you can contact your local and state representatives. Find out what the buzz is all about. ClintonCountyDailyNews.com.
Let's get back to Party Line. If there's something on your mind or you have a question for our guest, call us toll-free at 1-800-447-4463 or locally 659-3338. Now let's rejoin Party Line on WILO AM and FM.
Welcome back to Party Line. I want to thank our sponsors, Welty Custom Exteriors, Susan Casper State Farm Insurance, Sparrows Florist and Greenhouse, Encompass Credit Union, Milner Healthcare, Ivy Tech Community College, Simple Time Antiques, and ClintonCountyDailyNews.com. We are your free local online newspaper. I'm Kevin Keith, and we do have a traffic note to pass along your way. If you're heading north on I-65, you need to be aware that the southbound lanes of I-65 near Wolcott are closed due to an overturned semi. This has happened within the last hour or so. A crash on I-65 near the Wolcott exit is causing delays for drivers. According to Indiana State Police, the southbound lanes are closed due to an overturned semi. Drivers are asked to avoid the area at this time and get off on one of those exits if you can. If not, you're going to be sitting in some snow-covered roads for a little bit of time if you can get off there before the Wolcott exit. Welcome back to Party Line. We do have Joffrey McClung on the line with us. We're talking about incivility, and is it killing us or maybe just marginally hurting us? And I think we've all came to the conclusion that it sort of is. Joffrey, if you would you go over those 3 common sense practices again for some of our listeners that you talked about at the top of the program?
Oh, certainly. Well, the first is, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. Do not volunteer your opinion unless somebody's asked it for it. Number 2, think before you speak. Not every thought you have needs to be spoken. Give yourself 10 seconds before you speak. It will change everything. Number 3, don't be a busybody. Someone sleeping in a college lounge or grilling burgers or selling water outside your window. You don't need to call the cops. No one is in danger, so mind your own business. And then the last one is never discuss finance, politics, or religion. No one needs to know how much you make, how big your bonus was. Religion, walk it, don't talk it. And politics, we all need a break.
And as I hear this, and I hear you talking about that, again, this is common sense, right?
It is how I was raised, frankly. Don't say something nice, Don't, unless you say something nice, don't say anything.
Me too.
Don't talk finance, politics, or religion with everybody. You don't need to talk about that at a dinner table. When you're out with friends or what, you don't need to discuss this stuff. And it was fine until recently. Really, until recently, I never discussed this stuff with other people. Other than a close friend or something, obviously. But it was just common sense. And don't raise your voice in public. Let's add that one as well. No one needs to hear your phone conversation, especially if you're having an argument. Go home and have the argument. Stop yelling in public, people.
Right, yes. Okay, so we've got just a couple minutes left in the program. I see where you have written a couple books, and you've got a new one out. It is The Heart of the Matter. Is that your most current one?
That's the self-love workbook and guide to finding your way back to self-love. Yes, it's my most current book. The one I'm really pitching out to everybody, so love it.
So this is basically a workbook, right? This gives you real-life applications and a guide, sort of, for finding your way back to self-love, which is what we've been talking about. Tell us about the book.
It really is done in a way so it can meet you where you're at. For some people, they're going to simply want to read the discussion chapters, which are very short, very small. But again, you can reread them several times because there's a lot in them. Then after that, some people will want to do the question work. Ask themselves those questions. Why do I believe this? Why do I believe I have to get this to feel love? Who told me this? Those big questions we need to ask ourselves. And each chapter has at least 20 questions in them to ask yourself to understand why you believe. And then there are those who want to go a little deeper and do a meditation. Meditation is simply focusing your attention, people. You don't need to light a candle. You don't need to sit in a mantra. You don't have to, do some candles, lighting candles and doing mantras and all those sort of things. It's strictly focusing your attention. And the meditations are a way to connect you to your emotions. The questions connect you to your mental concepts. The meditation connects you to your emotions. So some people are going to want to do all of them. I did all of them because I wanted to find my way all the way back to self-love, and I did. I can honestly say I made some great changes and found my way back. But the book is written for where you're at. So maybe you'll read the discussions, maybe you'll do the questions, maybe you'll do all of it. In any case, you'll get something out of it. I can guarantee you that. You will definitely get. And a lot of people like the safety net section. There was one reviewer who read it to the safety net section was perfect for me, so now I understand why I get so critical of other people or judgmental of other people. I need to do homework in that area, or why I need to be in control, always needing to be right. Whatever your situation is, there'll be a section for you, whatever you need in the book. There'll be a section for you in it.
Joffrey, what was the biggest thing you learned about yourself when you started this journey that you maybe didn't know?
Well, when I started this journey, I was a little tight years ago. When I started this journey, I think the biggest thing I learned was, because I wanted to understand the world, my place in it, all of that sort of thing. And what I found was that self-love was the most vital concept, most important concept that anybody can have. And the thing I learned about myself was really learning to ask myself the right questions. Why do I believe the universe doesn't know I exist? Or why do I believe they may know I exist, but they don't care? Whatever the situation may be, it was the questioning, learning to question myself and realizing that when you question why you believe something, you're really questioning something that you decided is true that may not actually be true. That was real power for me, real power.
So we can find your book, The Heart of the Matter, a workbook and guide to finding your way back to self-love by Joffrey McClung. We can get that at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Balboa Press?
You can get that there, or you can go and read a couple of free chapters on my website, joffreymcclung.com, or it's allaboutselflove.com, ITS, allaboutselflove.com. Both of those URLs will get you to my website. You can read a couple of free chapters from them.
Joffrey, thank you so much for your time today. Very, very inspiring and enlightening, I think.
Well, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed our conversation.
All right, well, good. We'll catch you the next time around then.
All right, have a great day.
You too, thank you. Joffrey McClung from Dallas, Texas this morning. We hope you enjoyed that on Party Line here. And special thanks to Ken Hartman for setting up that interview. As most of you know, he schedules most of our stuff on Party Line, so we appreciate his efforts as well. Okay, again.